Peter Bernstein here, Senior Editor, TMCnet.com, and we're at the Cloud Expo at the beautiful Javits Center in downtown, actually Midtown New York City, and we're with Brad Bond from Cloudant.
How's it going? Great to be here.
Great to be here too. Let's talk a little bit about a couple of things. First, let's give everybody a little bit of background on who Cloudant is, and then let's talk about database as a service.
Yeah, sure.
Okay?
Absolutely. Well, Cloudant was actually founded by some big data scientists. Originally, they were working on the Large Hadron Collider, and they needed a way to store a lot of unstructured data and be able to index it very quickly. They started off with something called CouchDB, which is an open source solution, and they expanded it to be almost a Amazon DynamoDB style sharding, so they clustered it. And ultimately, they really discovered that this is a fantastic solution for anyone that needs a linearly scalable NoSQL solution. And they packaged it up, we added some additional functionality, and turned it into a database as a service, Cloudant.
In memory?
No, it is not an in-memory database. It is a distributed NoSQL that all goes to disk.
So let's talk about a little bit about how you go to market in terms of selling database as a service, since it's a concept that a lot of people in the industry aren't familiar with.
It's a bit of a different animal. Anyone who is accustomed to the kind of monolithic database that's all on-premise, it is a little bit to wrap your head around, especially if you're used to relational models, because it is a non-relational database. One of the great things about offering it as a service is it takes away all of the structuring and architecting for scale problems that your developer typically needs to deal with in a data layer. We found that a lot of people find it really attractive to be able to say, you know what, I really want this data to be accessible at edge absolutely anywhere, so that mobile devices, web applications, internal applications, regardless, all have access to the exact same data source, and we don't have to architect a distributed network to run it.
And the good news is you're talking about unstructured data here. So
exactly.
we're not talking about the mom and apple pie. We're talking about this flood of stuff that's coming at enterprises right now.
Exactly, and it's something that runs the gamut. I mean, we have a use case with Fidelity Investments for their FidSafe product. We have developers of mobile games, mobile apps that have just this glut of user information coming in that's at an unbelievable pace, and we need to be able to keep up with the input of that data, and then of course, reducing that information into something digestible using our indexes.
Well, that's really interesting. Database as a service. Cloudant is the company. It's an IBM company. And thanks for talking with us, and have a great show.
All right, thanks very much. You too.